early. So just to reiterate, ultimately, what is on the line here?
Yeah, because if the Cut lose this, then they would have 4 losses, and Penguin Squad have 4 losses right now, but they have 1 series to go. Thing is, Penguin Squad have to play Felt, I believe, and they're one of the guaranteed Div 1 teams as well, so Penguin Squad are quite likely going to drop their last series. I think Cuts are not in danger necessarily, unless something... You know,
but you want to control your own destiny, right? You don't want to let that happen.
You do. Worst case scenario, they would be in a tiebreaker situation. They can't immediately be eliminated by losing here or something, so they're still pretty comfortable.
All right, got to pause to kick things off right here. But again, so as we're going over with the draft, but even more time to talk about here in the pause, they're going back to the comfort that is the Bristleback. For Scourge, they're literally the only team, I was confirming that, to run this whole tournament here in Division 2. They're 4-2 with the hero, so no other team has even touched it. But more so the mid doom, I think, is the thing to talk about here, because obviously that is very rare. So I know you're talking the matchup against the Ember Spirit, you're kind of playing it out in your head, a little more time to think about it. You see this going well for Sadman?
Honestly, yeah, and he's going for an early ring build, it seems like, so probably gonna lean into like getting, maybe even tank up with a Vanguard build, who knows, against the TB and the Ember as well. It would make him really, really hard to kill. Or maybe just get that early ring of health for value in laning stage. Who knows exactly how he wants to build this. But yeah, with 6 base armor, I think Doom is more than fine against Ember. And it all comes down to how you play it. RCY does get cheeky and steal a rune.
Oh yeah, and actually Empyrean could be in some trouble. The enchant was already used to slow us, so I think he's going to be fine. Just going to take some maximum damage. Speaking of Empyrean, by the way, the production had the chance to sit down with Empyrean and ask him about DogChamp, their opponents, and how their toughest opponents, especially RCY as a mid player.
I think probably DogChamp will give us the hardest time. I really respect their mid player, RCY. I think he came from SEA pretty recently, and he's been having a good performance on his heroes. I'm pretty sure he gets first phased a lot, his hero, and he seems to own every single game that I see. So I think they're going to be our hardest opponent.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. That's what we've seen a lot. They very often go for RCY's hero in the first 2, and they did in this series as well. And we'll see if he's going to own or not, but they do have the tools to shut down this Ember.
Yeah, they definitely have the tools to shut down the Ember. It's about everything else around that's, I suppose, going to be the big question mark. But you even point out, you know, in Doom's case, where, yeah, it could be, the Doom ability could be great against the Terrorblade as well, preventing Sunders from later on fights. So it is more than just simply lockdown for the Ember Spirit.
Yeah, for sure. Top lane, this seems like bad news for the Cut here. There's the Satyr Mindstealer, a really annoying creep to deal with during the lane. Just doing a bit of damage here. Enchantress protecting her TB.
Mana burn being used. Chives is kind of running away. Almost wants to duel the Mindstealer, but not able to do the most damage right now. So a couple more hits will finish it off, though. And yeah, that's got to be annoying. But the bottom lane, it is the Bristleback Silencer versus that Centaur Treant. So Italiano Gangstar playing the Centaur. And you were mentioning, I mean, that's a last pick Centaur for the team of DogChamp, as that's a kill at the top lane.
Well, Reflection, they managed to get him there. They connect with the enchant, and you know, that was the prep work done first by Blood9 there, just harassing. As we see a bit of harassment bottom, this Bristle should be fine though. Is he fine? He's fine.
Yeah, he is good. The Quill spam, you got to respect, and the Arcane Curse coming out. In fact, Centaur, he didn't respect it. he had a lot of time to respect it. I guess he just wanted a free trip back to base, Waga.
I mean, honestly, he had no salve. They had no regen on lane. Maybe that was just a free trip back to base. Otherwise, he would have to sit there and wait for quite a while. Downside is that he, you know, obviously gives away a kill here on a lane that you don't want SMD to have a good start on this Bristleback. This guy really loves Bristle, and any extra tempo for him is going to accelerate that Aghanim's timing even more.
Yeah. And again, certainly a lineup across the board that screams, we want to pressure you early and, you know, take objectives and choke out the map, especially against this Terrorblade, is, I think, a very fair thing to say for the Radiant side. So, yeah, that's good news for the cut, but Centaur back in the lane and continuing his farm. But yeah, so if you want to reiterate slash go on that a little bit more about the Centaur and why you like the Centaur pick so much.
I think it's really mostly just about the ulti. Like, laning wise, maybe it gives a little bit of a difficult lane here, as to have the double melee of the Treant together with the Centaur. I think struggles against especially Silencer Bristle is such a lane dominating matchup. But it's more that the hero fits really well for the mid game team fights. Sort of how we saw Monkeys Forever when he was standing in for Fart Studios, how his Bristle, or his Beastmaster was, not Beastmaster, there's so many BMs, dude, the Brewmaster. His Brewmaster was not having the best lane, but then he had massive impact later. That's what I'm kind of foreseeing, that the Centaur ulti can be worth having a bit rougher of a laning stage.
Mid lane matchup, Doom versus the Ember Spirit. Obviously intrigued to see how that's going. And right now it is RCY with the slight advantage, 20-3 against 18-5, as Courier is going to be picked off elsewhere. But this is how this is playing. I mean, level 6 on Doom especially, that of course that's a very big ability to look out for. Do you expect him to make a play with it early on Ember Spirit?
He would need to get boots though to really do that perhaps. But yeah, I mean, Sadman always goes for the aggressive plays and looks for openings. He is an aggressive style player, and he's going to go for a Vanguard here. Something that I always say is that defensive items allow you to play aggressively, and aggressive items kind of force you to play defensively. Top, though, defense is perhaps not enough here for Rubik, as he gets hit by one impetus flying in.
Yeah, Conjure Image, Reflection, and they're also going to take out the Beastmaster, who got a little too confident there, chasing, and that's a couple of kills going the way of the Dire. Yuma getting one of those specifically, but the assist on the other, and this Terrorblade is already feeling pretty good. He is the top net worth in the game early on.
Yeah, this is such a good job so far by Blood and Nine as well, babysitting him, because this lane really shouldn't be that easy for TB, but he's having a good time. Rubik, though, swinging around, wants to get the lift and Fade Bolt on him.
Yeah, he is going to try to make the kill happen. The Wild Axe is flying in. A couple more auto attacks. That armor, though, of Yuma, it's a little too much. I was watching the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Treant ends up going down, going at it with Silencer. But Treant, the one to fall. Of course, the Bristleback was also there to assist. In fact, gets credit for the kill. But you saw at the top lane, Terrorblade did end up surviving. And now Enchantress, Bloody Nine, is taking some damage himself, but he'll be fine.
Yeah, it was good damage to TB though, and he does have to make a base trip running all the way back to base. Is some time off farming for him, and gives Beastmaster some time in the lane where he's not being bothered. But overall, we see perhaps a little bit of movement now come out from the side of the cut. They have Vanguard mid on Doom, Vanguard bottom on Bristle. That frees up them to make more moves. I expect the Silencer to come top and start hunting for the TB even more. He actually goes back bottom. I think he doesn't have to come back to this lane again here, but of course he can still try and keep the Centaur from scaling. But I think this TB is having way too good of a start.
Yeah, gotta respect that. Of course, they take out the Enchantress, but she's already back up and TP'd back into the top lane. But yeah, Empyrean finding himself at the bottom lane, and Scourge McDuck is quilling on top of the tree, and one more. No, nice stomp from Italiano Gangster, and unable to finish the kill. But Bristleback, yeah, to your point, he is feeling very good as far as what's going on at the bottom lane. Mid lane, Sadman, he is level 6, but he does not have his Doom. He did not go at level 6.
Pretty common skill build as well to just max out the Devour fully and go for Scorched Earth and ignore the Doom for a little while at least. And we can see that Vanguard really giving him some tankiness there. Able to keep his catapult alive for a long time, and only 5 HP on that tower now.
Yeah, Doom's not necessarily known as a big tower hitter, but he's able to get that presence of the creep wave push assisting and managing to get that tower just about dead. Yeah, they're pinging it out even. Look at that, 5 life.
Oh, the
Will he deny the creep?
RCY got it.
That was an epic moment right there. With the creep. 8 minutes coming up, and Bounty Rune control Empyrean bottom lane going at it with Treant Protector. And Treant, he's tanking the damage pretty well. The level 1 living armor, that Leech Seed also assisting with a heal, and it's not going to be enough though. But Centaur will run on in and just cut him down with a double edge at least.
Yeah. Meanwhile, though, the Bristle is farming quite happily. But yeah, Centaur has done a great job recovering from, you know, the lane wasn't fantastic at the start. Top save, probably going to go down here to just a little rotation. He could pull him back with Hurricane. There it is.
Well played. But yeah, Centaur's top net worth after that.
Yeah, like he was struggling for a little while there in the early stage of the laning stage, but he's found a way to just not get too close to the Bristle anymore and get his farm on.
Ooh. Chives, meanwhile, at the top lane, jukes through the trees. I thought for sure that was his death, and I think DogChamp did as well, but they're unable to collapse on top of him, and he manages to make the great getaway, so will survive at the time being. However, gonna get pulled back in, and the Metamorphosis auto attacks is too much, so just when you think he's fine, apparently he's not. Empyrean also in trouble now. That leech seed on him.
Orb of
So,
Venom.
Sons, yeah. Brown boots.
Few seconds too many, probably on the Nature's Grasp cooldown. Gonna get it out just fine there. Mid lane, though, the Doom onto RCY, getting the first kill on him. And tower down, as well as getting a kill here on RCY. The Doom mid is working out so far.
I would say so, absolutely. Sadman having the better of that matchup over RCY, and RCY, it's not like he's really struggling, but yeah, winning the matchup. In fact, top lane, Yuma, did he go too deep? He doesn't have a Sunder currently. Getting some assistance, also eating through the trees. Empyrean Arcane's Curse, the lift on up, and Terrorblade will get picked off. So 4 heroes coming together, including the Doom, made his way up here to assist with that.
And they get the kill without using the Prime Aurora as well. So Beastmaster is still strong here. They can look for a kill, even perhaps on Ange if she gets too close. Though she is level 6, she didn't skill Untouchable yet.
That is interesting, as she is going to take the curse there, but last word. Yeah, what do you make of that? Not going untouchable yet at level 6.
It's not too surprising. Wow, he finds a treasure cove here, getting 3 bounty runes. It's not too surprising. He wants to use the impetus as much as possible in lane, and it's really a magical spam lane where the right clicks are not a very big factor. And Enchant, getting that to level 4 is so important for the support Enchantress.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess really looking across the board at this Radiant side, yeah, they're not ones to just sit there, right-click, auto-attack, and you're relying on that damage. More about abilities, spam, especially like a Bristleback, of course. Speaking of that Prime Reward, Chives holds it, gets it on RCY. He's going to make it out, but yeah, that was a very confident decision by RCY that almost backfired, but I suppose he lives.
He knew his limits and did force out some abilities there. Now going in with the Invis, looking for more plays.
Obviously knows now they don't have the Prime Aurora, but save could lift him up. Not careful. Another slight coming in at the vision. Well, it was stolen. That would be the slight by save. They want this kill on RCY. They are going to commit. The lift up, pull back into the Fade Bolt, but RCY with the living armor especially is got a little too much survivability, or does he? Now he's going toe-to-toe with Chives and turning on him with that Flame Guard and remnants away. I mean, this guy just knows the limits. He just continues to be so impressive.
So much space created, honestly. Just the way he played that, the way he set it up first by going in and baiting out the Prime Aurora in the first case. You know, they thought they had enough damage to burst him. They did not. They didn't have level 6 on Silence yet to follow up with a Global Silence. If they had that, they could have killed him. But he knew exactly how far he could take his hero there, and there's so much space for his TB. The more Ember makes moves like this, the more you forget about shutting down the TB, because that's the real like ticking time bomb in this game. Yeah, you have your Bristleback who's going to get pretty strong, and Doom can scale a lot too, but the real hard carry in this game is going to be the TB, and he needs to be stopped for the cut.
And right now he's at the bottom area, being protected by Treant, or kinda, as Sadman comes in and dooms him up. The Global Silence also used by Silencer. That Doom is still ticking on him, but Centaur, the Stomp, blink on in. Looking to respond. Terrorblade does eventually follow to that Doom. That's what I was looking at. So they get the kill on Terrorblade, but at what cost now? Doom's gonna live. He gets his support. A slight actually from Rubik helping assist in that kill on Centaur. They're also going to take out the Tree. See another slight use. That proven to be a good ability that's stolen.
I think I just learned something there that I didn't know. Interesting. We'll talk about that after RCY makes his play top here. Just being a nuisance to this poor Beastmaster. More than a nuisance, as he's going to get the kill probably. Just finishing him with one more slight. All right, so an interesting detail that I didn't think about during the draft is there's a combo between Doom and Silencer that is kind of nasty. If you throw the curse and then Doom someone, then that person is silenced, so the curse doesn't tick down. So the duration just keeps going. So you basically have double damage Doom, you could say, for the entire duration. The Arcane Curse adding the damage.
He seemed like he was ticking down pretty fast, right? Like, you know, a good chunk of health. And I actually thought he was going to live, but no, he ended up dying in the end. And it's certainly that combo's to thank for it. So
it looked like he was going to be fine because you look at his HP, you see that he's Doom on him. Like, yeah, that should be fine. Normally at that HP you live, right? Bottom, they go on Bristle now. They have the possibility to nuke him here, but he's pretty tanky.
Yeah, the upfront nuke isn't necessarily there, and it is going to be a kill on him, but the quill spam as a result of his passive doing so much damage. You mentioned he picks up the double kill in response. Centaur's very low off to the side, but don't know if he's going to be found. In fact, he's hanging around because RCY also making his way down here with an Invis rune. So DogChamp pushing the limits yet again. Sadman doesn't have his ultimate yet. Gets rooted up right there. Metamorphosis, it still has a decent amount of duration left.
Yeah, and Doom just kind of shielding down here with his Vanguard, along with the Crimson, or along with the Greaves, sorry. He is such a good frontliner, but Rubik has to be careful not to get caught out himself.
No, Treant has overgrowth. I thought for a second he was looking to activate it right there, but no, it is going to be a full armor tree from DogChamp, and the cut, bringing the numbers here as well. The only one out here is Chives, who's at that top lane. So in the end, both teams will fall back from one another, kind of. Centaur is still down here, hiding in the trees, and farms the creep wave. And oh, look at this Rubik chasing him down with a Stolen Remnant, but Centaur gets out.
A nice try, but not going to connect. He did look for him a little bit there. Meanwhile, looking for a Beastmaster is the rotation here from the Ember and the Enchantress. He saw the Remnant being thrown at his summon, so he knows that something is up.
Yeah, you can tell. Very aware of what's going on. The ward's put down, but, I mean, do they really find him here? No way.
They saw his courier. So they saw the courier with their own ward, and that reveals that he's probably in here. And as they check, he gets caught.
Makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, how are they really actually knowing where he's at? But yeah, a little bit of information gives it away. You mentioned this from that previous fight. I actually want to go back to it and give you a chance to get your opinion on it more so. The Guardian Greaves on Doom to follow up that Vanguard. A little bit more of a unique Doom build.
Yeah, not going for the Ultra Greed with the Midas that we see on a lot of offlane Dooms. I like that he's going for more of a tempo controller build, and he's going to run into a lot of heroes here, but he's completely fine, I think. Doom is so chunky with this build, and she can do a lot of damage, but she runs out of mana before Doom runs out of HP.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the Guardian Greaves, he currently has the Purge from Devour, so he's understandably feeling pretty confident. He's going to be building a Blink next. About 1,700 gold saved up, so he'll have even more of that presence of that true initiator being able to jump in and stand strong in these fights. So
it's a very good game to have the Purge creep, by the way. Like, you're against the Treant, against the Ember.
Sure.
You have all these roots to dispel, and even the Enchant and Leech Seed. They're so good things to just remove. And you can also remove aggressively, remove the Flame Guard, Living Armor. So it's super value creep to have this game.
Yeah, makes sense, absolutely. So a little bit of a lull here. Let's take a look at those odds, thanks to esportsbet.io, watch to earn platform, and it is favoring DogChamp by a decent amount, but this game overall pretty even, honestly. And in fact, we're going to see a kill happen on Ember Spirit. There's that combo again between Silencer and Doom himself. There's no chance for Ember Spirit to escape that. So RCY, he's been playing pretty aggressive with his positioning. This time he does get caught.
Yeah, it's honestly such a nice 1-2 combination of just extending the Arcane Curse by using it during the Doom. With that, there's so much guaranteed damage. Obviously, they didn't need much of it there. They immediately kill him. But later down the road, if they keep doing this this team play, where, I mean, they've orchestrated this like 3 times now, so they definitely are, willingly using it to its full potential. And if you keep doing this later on in the game, it's still going to be very potent.
Yeah. I mean, Terrorblade, he does have his Manta style, has an ultimate orb, so the Eye of Scotty's coming along. Looking to assist with the team here at the bottom lane. We've seen this before, though.
That's terrifying to go on.
And the TPs, there's a lot of TPs coming in right next to the tower, so this is a very ballsy decision by DogChamp. Scourge McDuck is gonna fall. No, heals up at the last second. The Guardian Greaves coming out from Sadman, keeps him alive. Ember Spirit, he's in trouble. He's silenced up, but they can't really do more damage on him, so he will be fine. Nobody dying through that, although a lot of damage did come out, and they're still gonna push this.
Yeah, the Bristle hasn't really healed up. He goes and drops a ward here on tree and behind the tree line, and 2 heroes get caught.
Oh, big stun from Centaur. That's why he got that blink right there. The double hoof stomp, and that means a double kill for the team. And that also means that tier 1 tower will actually fall. So, again, another case of DogChamp really kind of pushing the limits right here. But they are going to win the exchange and take out the tower finally.
Yeah, and while they're actually a little bit of gold behind right now to the cuts, DogChamp, their heroes are gonna work much better with the same amount of gold. So if they're not falling behind by a huge margin, which there definitely isn't, it's only a 1k lead, then eventually TB will become too strong to handle. He's closing in on Ascadi already. He has that Manta, Power Treads, 2 ultimate orbs, just needing the point booster next. Well, he has the gold for a second. Ultimate orb already.
So, yeah, the pretty typical stuff there. Again, going back to Doom, though, we mentioned he had that blink queued up. He actually changes his mind. He goes the more greedier route. He does pick up the Hand of Midas, and he is also going to commit to a BKB to follow. So, we mentioned with the Guardian Gears already, he's feeling pretty tanky. He is going to go BKB on top of that, though.
Yeah, I think maybe the Midas is a bit greedy to go back for after the Greaves and Vanguard. If you want the Midas, you want it as soon as possible, right? And any minute that you miss of Midas usage is a lot of value lost. So maybe Blink Dagger would have been a better item. Then you could have Blink and BKB when the BKB comes up, allowing him to be much more aggressive and pick his targets. Now I feel like, I don't know, I'm not sure that this is the way to go, but this is at least protecting them going a little bit later into the game. Problem is, though, I think TB is still going to be reigning supreme once you get to that stage.
So, with the Bristleback, one thing that we hadn't talked about earlier on, it might have briefly mentioned it there as far as item progression for Terrorblade, but the lacking of the break effect against the Bristle, right? Where it looks like Terrorblade, though, yeah, he is going to be going that Silver Edge.
Yeah, after Scotty, he's going to go Silver Edge, then they will have break. You can always itemize against Bristle to deal with him. They don't have it innately built in, but their lineup's really nice together. Save is in danger here as Eng comes wrapping around together with Tree.
Again, they're doing this next to a tower, though. Is any TP support? No, he's just dead. He's dead a little too quick, so even if they wanted to. But look at where they're coming from. The top side is the cut. They have a 3-player smoke. It's going to be broken right here. Centaur looking to TP out, actually.
Oh, he could catch
they're all TP.
Oh, so close.
No. Yeah, he tried, but in the trees. Even Treant's hanging around, but Enchantress will get out, and DogChamp just retreating as a team. Yaren's going to cut the creep wave, even be extra greedy right here.
The perfect crime. Yeah. Even the Tree, he has shards, so he's so obnoxious to try and run down. He has that invis over and over, and that makes him very, very annoying to kill. So Yaren is probably just going to sit down here until he has his blink, by the way. He's not leaving this area. He's not going to go play with this team. He's just going to sit in this area, be invis, be annoying, kill creep waves, and there's not that much you can do about it that easily. You might make a rotation down there, but then what? You're playing in an area where you have no objective to take, so... instead, they smoke up and try to find where the TB is farming. They're looking for him.
And again, they have their Bristleback with the Aegis, so yeah, the cut certainly wants to make a play right now. But again, DogChamp's so aware of what's going on. They're spreading out. Enchantress may tank a gank of sorts here, although Beastmash is the one that's starting to run from her. Because he doesn't have the most backup nearby. Yeah, that was a lot of damage from a support Enchantress.
With the Dragonlance as well as the Lance of Pursuit. Very, very lancy, this Enchantress, and Enchantress is running away from Bristle. Gonna be just fine, but Dog are reading the maneuvers pretty well here. The thing is, the maneuvers are very telegraphed when the lanes are so far shoved back, and that's what you have TB illusions for. That's what you have that tree and protector sitting bottom for, to keep an eye on what your opponents are doing.
Mid lane. No, RCY coming back in. Rubik stole the remnant, but it just doesn't matter. He cast it, but nothing. He can't use it after the fact. And Overgrowth in the backlines. Oh, they catch 2 more. Guardian Greaves coming out immediately, but Sadman still needs to run. He has to off the BKB Empyrean. He's definitely dead. Global Silence was used. Can they also catch Doom is the question. So Silencer does fall. Double kill for RCY. Doom itself applied to the Centaur, not the prime target, and is going to be healed up.
Yeah. He's trying to right-click him, but he is too high HP right now.
Trolling. He's going to be fine. And yeah, he got healed up. Enchantress is just babysitting him, sitting right next to him with the heal. And they even get the Dale next.
She has to, otherwise their carry's going to see a kill and take the kill. It's the type of carry you want, I guess, but...
Out for blood. Doesn't matter who it is.
At the end of the day, that was a really feels bad man ulti. Sadman throwing out the Doom onto his Centaur, just trying to push the opponents away a little bit and also maybe hope for a kill, but not gonna get anything in return for that big ulti cooldown.
And this Terror Blade, he is getting very close to that Silver Edge now. And as we stress, and again, you're dealing with a position 1 Bristleback. Obviously an item that's very effective against him, and even without the break effect, they show that they could do some good damage to him. You got to imagine what it's going to look like once they have that break. So yeah, certainly something to be concerned about if you're the cut, but I also just love how aggressive Yuma and DogChamp is playing with a Terrorblade. This is not a hero you see often kind of playing, you know, so in the face of the opponents earlier in the game, but he's been so aggressive.
Yeah, he's joining a bit. He has been farming quite a while already. He feels strong with his Skadi and Manta style, and correctly so. He is the most powerful hero on the field right now, so it's nice to see him not just keep autopiloting, but actually taking part actively in the game. Looking for the Rubik, not gonna get him though.
Rubik on the high ground. Meanwhile, Silencer is found at the top lane. RCY though could be in trouble. Sadman does not have Doom, and that means really not much of a chance he could have been the end. Scourge McDuck and trying to run him down, but yeah, save dead. Meanwhile, back to the bottom. So the chase was on Ember Spirit, and there was a bit of a distraction there, and 2 supports dead on the side of the cut. They both have buyback if they feel like they need to.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to use their buybacks here. Just gonna have to try and fend it off here together with the BKB on Bristle.
I was gonna say, I don't know, that's a pretty deep bristleback. But again, even without the break, they're doing such good damage. It's gonna force the BKB out. Sadman, oh, the Enchantress making that attack. So again, dooming up the Centaur though.
Yeah.
Of all the targets, I don't know about that one. Global Silence is gonna be activated. Bristleback, enough to get the kill on a Treant at least, but that'll be it.
I mean, Dooming Centaur doesn't even do anything. He has 20 HP regen. Doom is 30 damage per second. And wait, actually it's 30 damage per second because he has level 1 Doom still. I suppose it's more worth. Yeah, actually, you don't care. The CDR or cooldown is the same on all levels for Doom, so you don't need to level it.
Either way, though, I mean, that almost felt like a misclick, right? Because Enchantress, so we'll talk about more in a second.
I don't know. There's no way you doom a Centaur that doesn't have ulti. There's no value at all to trying to go on him. But now they're trying to make some play around SMD on his Bristleback.
It has to be the Ember or the Terrorblade, right? Like, there's no question asked from here on out if you're dooming.
I mean, it can be good to doom the Centaur if it's before he stampedes. Same with Tree and Protector, possibly before he uses his things. It's all about the sequence of the spell casting, right? If the Centaur already ulted in the previous scenario, then you can basically ignore him. All he does is stomp every now and then and cast some Double Edge and Lotus Orbs.
Fair. Well, in the end, successful fight for DogChamp, but you see the cut is still feeling confident about pushing out and pushing out pretty far. Top tier 2 is going to be taken out, but they will have to respect what's going on at the bottom lane. The illusions of Terrorblade putting a lot of pressure on that tier 3 tower.
Yeah, and TB does have the full Silver Edge coming out now as well, so he's more prepared to deal with that Bristleback, possibly.
Oh yeah, absolutely is. And Manta Style just delivered to the Ember Spirit, one of those items that certainly makes sense to have. And they're
under a sentry.
collapsing. They've been under a sentry. You're right. He got dusted as well, but he's a little too fast. So Terrorblade is going to be fine. Close call.
Yeah, he makes it out just fine. Empyrean has to be careful. The illusion shreds him, so he's going to force tap himself away. And credit to the cut. I mean, DogChamp, they have been so dominant in every single series. They are already guaranteed to go to Div 1, but they're still keeping within decent net worth comparison here. The issue is, though, which heroes are you using? You're using a Midas Doom with Devour, kind of steroiding your farm, and Bristleback is that type of carry that gets a lot of gold, but it's not really going to scale nearly as hard down the road.
Okay, here we go. The combo on a Terrorblade. A great start. Look at that damage. Centaur is going to have to react. He already pops Stampede. He pops the stun. Bloody Nine throwing up the heel, being a distraction, a bait of sorts. Ember Spirit. That Viscous Nazeku slowing down. He's going to be lifted up. The Doom will eventually wear off. He has Sunder now. Is going to be able to use it effectively. He'll use it on a Scourge McDucks to get some low. So Terrorblade fine, but his teammates are falling. RCY will buy back though. Overgrowth catches multiple, including that Bristle, and the auto attacks right in for the Metamorphosis. Terrorblade takes out Beastmaster. The chase is on. Bristleback still running. Silencer, they don't care about him. They want the Bristle, and they get him, and they get the Silencer. Double kill for Yuma. Well played by DogChamp. Buyback from RCY, proven to be worth it.
Yeah, really well played. And a lot of this comes back to the fact that TB didn't die from the Doom jump there. And what was that? Exactly what I said during the start of the game, Breaky. Lotus Orb on Centaur, waits for the Global Silence to come out, pops the Lotus on himself, stampedes afterwards, saves his team from the Doom plus Global Silence combo. So, yeah, this was why I liked Centaur. It doesn't matter what your laning stage looks like if you can just do this. And honestly, it's not like he had a bad laning stage at the end of the day. The Centaur ended up being the most farmed at the minute 10.
But yeah, it's exactly right. I mean, clearly the effective item right there, that Lotus Orb, and helping to keep his teammate alive in that Terrorblade, because yeah, without it, probably a different story at how that fight plays out and perhaps where we're at in this game. But it is now a 5,000 net worth lead for DogChamp, a double damage rune just picked up by Terrorblade, who you see what he has queued up next, by the way, on Terrorblade. It is a Linken's.
They're spamming it. They're going Linken's on absolutely everyone, I think, right now. They have Linken's coming in on the Centaur, Linken's on the TB, and I think Ember also has the Linken's coming in. Yep, he actually has the Linken's on the way as well. Well, he needs the Ultimate Orb, but he has bought the Recipe and the Perseverance. So triple Linken's. It's an item that gets stronger the more of them you have. Gonna get caught up mid to SMD, dies in just 4 auto attacks here.
Well, that was actually the dive bomb from Beastmaster. He has that shard effect, and the dive bomb stunned him initially. That was well played.
Yeah, Beastmaster, some value from the shard, and now they're in position to contest Roche here. Quick buyback coming out though.
Yeah, Treant, he's ready to go with an Overgrowth, so clearly the cut is now having to pay attention to that, so we thought they might have had a free Roshan attempt. I mean, they're still going to knock on the door a little bit and say hello to Roshan once again.
On Metamorphosis, they're waiting, and the waiting might actually bite them in the ass here as TB is getting his meta back.
And remember, he has that double damage room bottled up as well, so yeah, in 1 second, he's going to have meta. You hear Linken's popping there. That was on Ember Spirit, it looks like, or somebody, but either way, going off, and yeah, Roshan still has plenty of life, so the cut needs to really think about what the game plan is here, because I don't think this Roshan is necessarily happening right now.
Yeah, SMD wants to, but his team can't just stay. Silencer already lost most of his HP, just getting close, getting a random Sleight of Fist, and he loses his HP. Yeah, DogChamp almost kind of claiming this position right here. Double damage has been activated, by the way. The opening, I thought he was going to go for an opening there on Scourge McDuck, but obviously not a easy target necessarily to just jump. But yeah, both teams just in the area. Mid-Rax is going to fall though, and they're pinging it out on the side of the cut. So while this standoff is happening, they lost range racks. It's only range racks, it's not the most important thing, but you're losing something, and tier 4 towers are taking damage.
Yeah, so that's where DogChamp is very satisfied with what's happening right now, because the objectives are working in their favor while this stalemate of sorts is taking place. Now, Yarn is going to be picked off. Remember, he bought back, so he's not buying back a second time. He's out for 70 seconds, so it is a 5 versus 4 favoring the cut right now.
Yeah, and the moment that he dies, I like the pings coming out from DogChamp. They're just going towards a split push instead. Actually, Blood9 is just standing his ground against all of them, throwing out some impetus.
Look at RCY, though. RCY is committing to that split push you're talking about, and this is going to force them. I mean, they have to do something about this.
I think they're just going to try and commit for the Roche, and I don't expect that they're going to get it for free.
They're definitely not. 38 seconds on Trent. Teleport in. That's Enchantress making his way back over. Again, this is not a fast Roshan killing team. That's very evident. It has taken a while. The illusions constantly being sent to Reflection Use. Doom was activated on Terrorblade. The Stampede immediately after.
They're losing so much HP on Radiant, though.
That they are, and a big double stomp coming out from Centaur. Global silence in response allows for the BKBs. And Scourge McDuck now going to spend those quills. Italiano Gangster, he will go down, but where's Terrorblade? That's actually Ember Spirit getting caught out in the midst of sliding and gets out. He remnants back in. He's somehow still alive. Try to avoid damage, but the Black Dragon will finish him off, actually. Empyrean cannot TP out away from Yuma, though, although he'll buy back, as does the Beastmaster. So Metamorphosis has worn up. No, he still has it actually for a good chunk of time. Those are just the illusions.
He's going to try and finish up Roche here before they get here. I think he's going to be easily able to do it as well, as Ensh is keeping the Hurricane Pike defense here, acting as a turret.
And he picks up the shard as well, and now Scourge McDuck. You got to just run on out of here, and that's not easy to do when you get Overgrowth, and there's that break. Oh, no, he actually, I believe he used it, yeah. So Bristleback just melts.
Yeah, he got Silver Edge from low ground there, and then he has no real defense. Another DD rune is back as well. TB gonna take that one. Looks like he's gonna go for the defense though. They don't have RCY right now, so he's just gonna go and push top. He's working on his Satanic as well. His TB is getting massive.
Yeah. And you got the mid Doom there in the mid lane trying to deal with the supports of Enchantress and Treant. Continue to be extra annoying. Centaur, I mean, no doubt, though, between the saves you mentioned with the combo, but also some pretty big hoof stomps that he's had with jumping in. And in that last fight, certainly a reason why it was able to go in their favor. Again, that wasn't a dominating victory in a team fight by any means, but did win it in the end. As Enchantress, by the way, Inferno Blade, Lotus Orb being reflected. Centaur, he is going to be proper reward. He has Stampede, though. Not using it even yet. There we go. Now going to activate it.
Stampede comes out, and she's still in a bit of trouble here. She is healing, but their heals run out. Lotus Orb and Lincoln spam trying to keep her alive.
Oh my gosh, it's like, I mean, that's a position 5 Enchantress for how much it takes to kill her. I mean, yes, they get her, but God, that's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, I had to work so hard to get her, and meanwhile you're getting absolutely robbed. Yuma is just farming your triangle. He has that Aegis, so you can feel pretty safe. He's also been running around this shard for 2 minutes now, before finally passing it over to Ember, who's going to be the recipient of it.
I was wondering if he was just going to take that for himself or not. We've seen that about the Demon Zeal, but...
Oh, it's so bad, though. I guess he is finishing up Satanic, but the Demon Zeal is pretty far down on the list of shards, I would say.
All right.
So having Ember Shard is really valuable. Getting an extra remnant back all the time. And the damage over time is nice too. SMD in trouble.
He's in a lot of trouble. Got the break effect. Nice counter stun from Doom though. Global Silence. He has Doom itself, but it's so hard to get off with the Lincolns and everything else. Did it get I think it might have got absorbed because he used it, but either way, did not get effect. Overgrowth activated as well, so Doom's picked up. The whole team is just dead on the side of the cut. It's just Bristleback suddenly. No buybacks around him, and he is also gonna have no buyback. And just like that, yeah, the game's over. GG.
Yeah, finally they sealed the deal. 37 minutes, the game felt like it was longer, honestly, with the way that the teams were playing. There was a lot of contesting non-stop happening, but ultimately a good